of objects meant for pure devastation.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Casual Marks podcast. If this is your first time joining us, I'm Jacob the Mark, and with me is my casual big brother, the Bear. We still don't have a soundboard, and possibly never will. But we're running through our predictions for Wrestlemania Weekend. Specifically, we're looking at Wrestlemania Night 1, Stand and Deliver, and Wrestlemania Night 2. You have a preference?
Wait, we have to give our predictions for Collision.
I think so. Go on.
You have a preference?
Comes on at 11:30 p.m. after night 1.
That's true.
We'll start with Stand and Deliver. We'll just go in order of the way it's presented.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Okay. Well, then let's go ahead.
Oh my God! Did you just see Baron Corbin go off the freaking ladder?
I did not. Did he win?
He Jeff Harded it. He was up
We
there.
just had to win. Just grab it. No, that's not what the people came for.
That was insane. All right, sorry. Shouldn't choose Baron Corbin.
Should have chosen Baron Corbin in this awesome background match that accurately represents what we might. That was
Fingers crossed.
Tried to make it as close to realistic as possible.
AEW dream match. Eat your heart out. This is my dream match.
This is true. This is true. So Stand and Deliver. We know that starting out on the pre-show, we're going to have Shawn Spears go against Joe Gacy. We got a couple of our fellow members of the Casual Marks team make their predictions. Both of them predicted that Joe Gacy would come out victorious.
We got the Casual Baby Mama and then the Casual Mama.
Yeah, Casual Mother Wrestling. And the Casual Baby Mama, as well as Toddler Wrestling, I think we started calling it now.
No.
And he's pulled the ring apron up, looking under there for something.
She used to be Baby Wrestling, but I believe that term is trademarked, and
That's true.
now she's just Baby Wrestling.
Don't come after the pod. But come on the pod.
Come on the pod, but don't come after the pod.
But yes, starting out, Joe Gacy versus Shawn Spears. You know what I noticed just from the way the scrolling? Shawn Spears kind of looks like Ricochet.
I don't see it at all.
I'm going to find the picture.
I don't see it.
You talk about who you think is going to win, and I'm going to find the picture.
So I think Shawn Spears is going to get the win, and I think that is who I would book to get the win, because Joe Gacy kind of has that character of like being wacky and being the kind of person that can lose and not really lose that much credibility because he is just out there eccentric and still dangerous because you never know what he's going to do. He's unpredictable. That doesn't look like Ricochet.
Yes, it does.
I'll put the picture up on screen right now of what he showed me.
If Ricochet
y'all can tell us.
had lighter skin,
if Ricochet was lighter skin and had a mohawk and less of a full
no,
beard.
ignore the mohawk. I'm just the face.
Oh, and Team Jinder Mahal has won at WrestleMania 20. Alrighty, we expected this match would go on longer. Let's go ahead and take a small break to get another match going on in the background, and we'll be right back. Alright, well, I put it in a Royal Rumble in the ECW arena instead, so we'll see if Kit Wilson and The Rock can put on a better background match.
I can never tell the Pretty Deadly apart.
Well, that one's Kit Wilson, the other one's Elton Prince.
Okay.
Now you'll never forget. But yeah, I think Joe Gacy can afford to lose matches like this because he's still, and even if he loses, he's still unpredictable and dangerous enough that he doesn't really lose credibility. Here comes George
Animal Steel.
How about you? Spears versus Gacy?
I think it's definitely going to be Shawn Spears. I don't see him losing after he's come back. And I think it's been
He just lost to Dijak, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm talking about a pay-per-view.
That's true. Plus, who doesn't lose to Dijak?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God,
it's basically a consolation bracket after who's lost to Dijak. But like I said, I think that Shawn Spears has had a more surprisingly successful comeback than what I imagined he would have coming back to WWE. But
I think he is coming back not necessarily to be this big impact player or like this big, huge, like wow, he's going to really change the foundation of NXT, but more so to take on that kind of like seasoned veteran role that's going to interact with.
Yeah,
Like,
he's going to be like Baron Corbin, and then
yeah, minus the title runs.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting Sean Spears to get like a title run out of the second
Right.
run in NXT.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But I think you have to build him up to kind of. He might just become the new gatekeeper of NXT.
He really might, and I don't necessarily think there's a problem with that.
I don't either, and especially because I mean he shows the intensity. He's good in the ring, but I do think that he needs this win to establish that, and then he can start moving, basically.
Yeah,
and
I think that's fair actually.
But I think he'll win this. And, I am excited for this match. I think Joe Gacy is actually really cool. Little bit over the top sometimes, but sometimes it's what wrestling needs.
I think WWE especially really needs some kind of like crazy over the top character.
Yeah.
And I think Joe Gacy has potential to be that.
Yeah.
But I think that right now they just need a good direction for him, and they're lacking.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that being that right now he doesn't have a direction. I just think we need to find a direction.
Yeah. I'm really happy this is the kickoff show though, because
I don't think it needed a spot on the
Yeah, I agree. But I think this has potential to carry both of these guys higher up the card, higher up in their career.
I get it. Going up next, we have the 6-woman tag match. So that would be Thea Hale, Fallon Henley, Kiana Jordan. Is that her name, Kiana Jordan?
Kiana James.
Oh man, right to the
That's not who I'm thinking of. Kalani Jordan. Going against Kiana Jordan. Am I messing up these names? Am I having a
You're making me feel like I'm stupid.
I feel like I'm messing up names.
We're gonna have to cut
I don't know
this.
where I am. Going into her.
Kalani Jordan, Kiana James.
Yes. So Kalani James. Oh my God. Izzy Dane and JC Jane, and they're going to be going up against each other. Basically, the payoff of this whole Thea Hale, JC Jane story.
Yeah, I kind of thought that would
it's a little weird to me that this isn't
just a 1v1.
Yeah,
yeah,
but I don't necessarily think that this is the end of the feud.
Yeah,
this is just a step in it. But it seems weird that at their equivalent of WrestleMania that we're not doing the one-on-one version and then building up to this.
Yeah.
But I think this is a way to get all six on.
That's true.
This, because otherwise you would need to have these two as separate matches.
Yeah. I think I'll be honest. First thing I thought of whenever I saw this new like kind of faction going on is they're just trying to recreate Toxic Attraction.
Honestly, it kind of felt that way. Even on NXT this week, I noticed that JC Jane referred to herself as like the Attraction.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
yeah,
got it. I get it, what they're going for.
But I don't really like it.
I don't have a problem with them doing that. It's just,
headlock.
If you want to do that and you want it to be like, get it? We're like Toxic Attraction. Then, like, what was the point of breaking up Toxic Attraction?
Yeah.
Why'd you even split up JC?
Well, because
and
you see, this Mandy Rose character, she decided that she didn't want to wrestle anymore, and instead.
Well, I don't think that's exactly what she decided.
No. That's exactly what she decided.
It was all her decision.
She was going to go be a model.
Yeah, as she decided. If no one else made that decision for her. The casual mother decided. She sided with the casual baby mama. Sided with JC. Where are you leaning with this match?
I think that Thea Hale and her team are going to win this.
I think so too. I think Thea Hale's one of those that, with the storyline that she's had, with the whole like, oh God, Chase U's going to go out of business. Haha, no, they didn't. I think this is a payoff at Stand and Deliver, and it's like, we did it. We saved the day.
Yeah.
You won this day, you darn meddling kids. And then they probably
or JC Jane takes her money back and then bankrupts Chase U again.
Maybe so. And then we go until the next Stand and Deliver.
But I'm excited for this match. I think it's got some. It almost reminds me of GM mode when it's like, ooh, these people also have a feud going on with.
It's like, God, they don't want to have a face.
Yeah.
They don't want to face each other this week. What do I do?
Right.
I'll just put them all in a match and throw off all the feuds at once.
But I do think that Ladies of Wrestling is going to be going crazy during this
there's
match.
a lot of women in this match for Ladies of Wrestling to be posting all at once.
There's going to be slow motion all over the place. But I do think that Thea Hale is going to be the main one that is like, she's in a pin.
Nasty.
She's going to be doing the pinning.
I think JC Jane probably taps out to the Kimura Lock.
Yeah.
That's the most logical thing.
Yeah.
Next up on the docket, we got Oba Finn versus Dijak versus Josh Briggs.
This match is, we're saying it now, for Stand and Deliver, this is a certified for the Freaks match.
I'm going to say something, and this is going to sound
I'm going to have to fight you.
It's going to sound very much not like me at all.
I'm going to fight you.
I don't think Briggs should be in this match.
I'm going to fight you.
I think this should be a one-on-one match with Dijak and Oba.
No.
And I get that that's weird because, like, Oba and Dijak are both heels. So that's like, this is weird.
Briggs is trying to be
but
heel.
that's my thing. Briggs was heel, so I was like, okay, so he's working on a heel turn. And it felt like we were building up this whole, like, Briggs and Jensen feud. And then they just tossed that out, and now Briggs was like, no, I was just trying to help you. It was tough love. You're still my brother. And it's like, where were we going? What happened?
And now Jensen's like, I don't know if I like wrestling anymore.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. I feel like they had to pivot because they wanted him in this match. And I just think he shouldn't have been in the match.
I will say this, as much as I love NXT, and we've discussed this before, it's the best show, like best.
It is the best weekly show.
Yeah,
it is at least our favorite.
Sometimes their stories, I think that is a benefit and a hindrance to NXT. Their stories just don't kind of coexist very well. They don't keep going. Sometimes they abandon them very quickly. And I think that's just some of the benefits of NXT that we've talked about. Like they have the ability.
Yeah, I think we've discussed a lot how NXT is still so experimental and they're willing to change on the fly.
Yeah.
But sometimes that is at the expense of what they've already established.
Yeah, and Shawn Michaels, I trust. I think he will pick the better of the stories to go with, even though he just gave us a little taste. Maybe that'll be down the road. We'll get that down the road whenever Jensen decides to like wrestling again.
Maybe. In terms of predictions, all of the rest of the Casual Marks team has said that they think Dijak's going to win.
I don't think so.
I don't either. I think they just said that because they like Dijak the most.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. I don't know if Dijak and Oba are so much heels. They're like the cool, edgy heels.
But they're still like heels, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Like, they may be like the cool, edgy heels that we all like because they're fun to watch, but they're still heels.
Steel heels.
They are steel heels.
That's gonna be a shirt.
If we ever get merch, that's the
not
first
if we
one.
ever, when we get
there. I mean, don't get me wrong, Dijak especially, I love me some Dijak. But if you take the title off Oba and put it on Dijak, what do you then do with Oba?
Yeah, that's going to be...
I would much rather that Dijak loses this match and goes up to the main roster. Because I think Dijak absolutely deserves a second chance on the main roster.
Yeah,
without being T-Bar and Reputation.
I agree with that 1,000%. I do think that Oba will... So you're picking Oba?
Unless we're going to pivot back to the Briggs and Jensen feud, then I think Oba keeping the title just makes the most sense.
Yeah. What do you think this is going to be certified for the Freaks match?
I don't know if it will be the certified for the Freaks match of the night, but I think it will be a for the Freaks match.
Okay. We'll get to your certified for the Freaks match later.
There's another match on this card that I think is going to be
I already know what yours
so good.
No, anyways.
Especially on the night, there's one on WrestleMania Night 1 that I think is going to be...
We're going by
I'm just saying, on the night, WrestleMania Night 1 has one specific match that I think is going to be hard for anything.
Yeah.
We'll get into that in the next video.
Little teaser.
Yes, sir.
But I think that Oba's going to win. I think they're building him up. He looks like freaking Goldberg. Like, his entrance is coming out like that.
He did have a nice entrance.
Yeah. And he's like really building into like a monster. And I love that. I think he's gonna win, even though I want Briggs to win. That's just because I love his clothesline. And JBL should come out. Maybe that's what will happen. JBL will come out with Josh Briggs, teach him. Maybe that'll happen after. He'll teach him the clothesline from hell.
He's got to be educated.
Yeah. And then him and Baron Corbin will fight to see who's JBL's real protege.
Braun will leave Baron in NXT, causing the Baron Corbin face run.
Yeah. But no, I think Obafemi's going to win. And I think it's going to be a really great match. But I agree with you 1,000% that Dijak needs to go to the main roster. That he would be fire up there. You know what would be nice? Little Dijak and Gunther action.
I think that would be really nice.
That would be awesome.
How do you eliminate a guy this size?
Next up on the
You picked Oba?
Yeah, I think Oba's.
Have we picked the same person for each one? I'm going to start deviating from you just because.
Yeah. Well, I think this next one we will have a natural deviation. Lyra Valkyria versus Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's Championship.
With the boot.
The casual mother and the casual baby mama, they had a split as well, with the mother picking Lyra Valkyria and the baby mama picking Roxanne Perez. I'm not sure, again, if they actually know why they picked who they picked.
They both asked which one was who, and then they were asked what they looked like.
And it's very hard to describe which one looks like what, because they kind of look very similar to people that don't know what they look like.
Yeah, you said Lyra comes out with feathers, and then Mother Wrestling said the one with the big muscles. So we had to...
So I was like, who are you referring to? I don't know who she thought
I feel like she was thinking of Jade Cargill. I'm not going to lie.
She doesn't come out with feathers.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Maybe Charlotte? I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
Who's it gonna be, fellas?
I'm kind of split on this match. There's been someone in our comments, pretty much any time that we talk about heel Roxanne Perez, that has said this is supposed to be the push for what's that? Cora Jade.
Man, this place is jumping.
I think it might be onto something.
Getting ready to send one over.
Because if you think about it, remember Cora Jade just came back from injury and everything like that. And Cora Jade came back around the same time as who was it, Blair Davenport's push. Now I think it might be onto something. I think it was supposed to be Cora Jade versus Lyra instead of Roxanne, and they pivoted and turned Roxanne heel so that then they would have someone for Lyra to face.
Why? Because Cora was hurt?
Yeah, because Cora got hurt again.
Gotcha. I mean, Cora did have the proper surgery to be NXT Women's Champion.
This is true.
But yeah, I could definitely see that.
Oh my goodness!
And with that in mind, I wouldn't be surprised if Cora was supposed to go over, and then Lyra either supposed to have some more time to develop, and then Roxanne was supposed to originally get called up and is now staying in NXT in order to help out with that.
Yeah, I really thought that Roxanne was going to get called up a while ago.
Because if I remember right, she got removed from a lot of their posts.
Yeah.
So we've been saying that she was going to be called up for a while now.
Yeah. But then I also think NXT does that
just to mess with marks like us.
Look, they're not in the 1
As
second of
NJS not on any of the posters for AEW, and we're like, haha, therefore.
So like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme every time that the intro comes on. Oh, Brock Lesnar's not on there anymore. But yeah, I could definitely see that. But you know whose push I really think it is now? Tatum Paxley. It's her time to shine.
Yeah, I noticed during NXT that they made that big point where Lyra said something about like, oh, that's not like the real me or something like that. But now to keep this title, I'll do anything it takes.
Yeah.
So it seems like they're trying to pivot where maybe this is turning into a story of Lyra's turning heel or showing a heel side to her. So does this mean that Lyra's going to keep the title and we're going to do some story with her and Tatum?
It reminds me of the Liv Morgan story when she was like, I did everything for this belt, and I would do everything to maintain this belt.
Yeah, but then didn't she lose it right away?
Yeah.
So what are you thinking with this match? Like, where is your headspace at? Because I'm having a real hard time calling this one.
I'll be honest, heel Roxy doesn't do it for me.
I'll be honest, face Lyra doesn't do it for me.
That's what I was about to say, too. I mean, it's just...
I kind of want a double turn. I want him to go back. I want to do a complete 180 on this match.
This is very similar to AEW. Like, I don't give a shit what's going on with the main women's title. I care about what's going on with JC Jane and Thea Hale more so than this. But I don't know. I guess neither one of them really are doing it for me. But I'd say that Roxanne is doing it less for me than Lyra. So I guess I'm gonna have to pick Lyra just because I don't know. That's just what I'm picking.
I guess that's fair. And in the same way, heel Roxy is more interesting to me than face Lyra.
Yeah.
So because of that, I'm going to go Roxanne.
Okay. I will say that promo they did with the metaphor, awesome.
The metaphor.
Roxanne was pretty good there. I mean, maybe I just haven't given enough time, been open enough to it. But maybe
it just feels almost rushed.
Yeah.
And that's part of why I'm kind of on that side where it's like, maybe this was supposed to be the push for Cora Jade. Like, maybe this was supposed to be Cora Jade's push. And because it's not, they're like, alright, well, let's pivot and make the best out of the situation.
So I could see them honestly, like, just pushing that back maybe, and then having Cora Jade and Lyra.
That's the thing. Maybe we're just stalling for time, and once we can get to that, it'll be better.
And then maybe Roxanne will then get called up? I don't really know.
I don't know. I would be okay with getting one more Roxanne push and then getting her called up.
Yeah.
Because right now, the women's division on Raw and SmackDown is kind of full. So I don't know where Roxanne would fit.
Yeah.
I think the women's division needs... The women's division really needs something else, like a mid-card title.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I don't see that happening because I don't even know where they'd put that on the run card because right now it feels very full.
Tiffany Stratton. Tiffy Top, baby.
To
the mid-card.
Alright, next up, I know you're excited to talk about this match. We got Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker going up against, I don't think they have a name, Nathan Frazier and Axiom. In my notes, I just put down heroes.
This is the real Florida Freaks match.
This is the one that I think might be the certified Florida Freaks match.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think this is the one that will have some crazy ass shit in
I thought it was going to be the next match you were going to say that.
No, I think this match is... I love Axiom, as you know. I'm a big Braun Breaker fan. Nathan Frazier, I'm not the super, like, Mark 4-4. Super Mark 4-4. And, obviously, I can't compare to your love of Baron Corbin, but I am a fan of his. So I really like all four of the people that are in this match. But as they all interact with each other, we've seen this match before.
Just let me interrupt real quick. The only thing they have is Brad Maddox.
That's all you need to think of. I am the super Mark.
Sorry, I had to get that out there before
I get it before you forget the line.
Alright, continue, sorry.
But
Baron
I just
Corbin,
think
I'm
with all four of them in there, they have really good chemistry together, and they usually deliver, and I think this will be the best of their interactions.
You know what I might be most looking forward to about this match? Their entrance.
I think they're going to do something cool.
They're going to do something. I hope that Braun Breaker's driving the big tricycle and Baron Corbin's standing behind him.
Stephanie and Triple H, that'd be awesome. That would be awesome. I think that there is at least a chance that somehow Braun Breaker is just actually a dog. They figured out a way to turn him into a wolf, and that'll be so tight.
The wolf and the dog?
That's them.
That would be awesome, like the CGI Twilight, whenever it's...
Yes, dude. They've turned him into a werewolf.
Now that would be hot. That's for the freaks.
As you know, Braun is already a member of the SmackDown roster.
Yeah, that worries me.
And with that in mind, I have been very open on all of our platforms, really, that I prefer, once you get called up, you drop your NXT titles.
Yeah, that's what you would think would happen.
And I prefer that. I really do. However, I think the rest of the Casual Marks team has been very vocal that they are predicting Wolf Dogs to get the W here.
I just don't see what.
Are you staying there and thinking that the Wolf Dogs get the W?
I do, because I don't see Axiom and Nathan Frazier beating Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin unless there's some kind of crazy stuff happening, like one of them turns on each other or somebody comes and interferes. Because I don't know what Braun Breaker's going to do on the main roster.
I mean, I think Braun Breaker being in the title picture for the U.S. title, you can't say, like, Orton, this could be a spoiler for a discussion later, but if Orton were to win the U.S. title and Braun Breaker quickly jobs him out and squashes him, and then we get a feud between generational superstars like Orton and Breaker.
That would be cool.
You don't think that'd be sick?
That would be cool.
And it becomes a storyline of Orton being like, wow, I was bred for this business, and maybe even I'm not ready for Braun Breaker.
And then we will have Baron Corbin come up. And
maybe, though, like you just said, what if they break up? We get face Braun Breaker.
No, we're getting face Baron Corbin and heel
in France.
Yes!
At Backlash.
That is awesome. Yeah.
The crowd would go bananas.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about right there.
They'd be going insane.
I mean, I guess, like I said, I just don't see Nathan Frazier and Axiom. No offense to you. Those two. I do love me some Axiom in the math, though. But
I just think, this is as a general rule of thumb, this isn't just specifically to the Wolf Dogs, but if you're getting the call up, or if you've already been called up, you shouldn't be an NXT champion.
Okay, but
it's weird.
If like Braun Breaker was not called up, who do you think would win?
If he was staying on NXT and I didn't think that he was called up, or if he had not already been called up, based on the storyline presented, I would 100% think it was the Wolf Dogs. Especially since we didn't even find out that they were the number one contenders, they being Nathan Frazier and Axiom, until this most recent go-home edition of NXT.
Yeah.
That's a weird way to present the story.
Yeah.
But then again, don't forget, Nathan Frazier and Axiom have had to work their way through this whole little mini tournament and everything. So this is the most valid that they've really looked, maybe ever, as challengers.
Yeah, that's a fair point. But just how you said, if he wasn't getting called up, you're picking the Wolf Dogs. And I'm just not even thinking about that, especially because we've seen the way that it's pretty fluid with the way that they are having people on the main roster as well as on NXT.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I could see that continuing to happen until there is for true solid story for Braun to focus on on SmackDown, or vice versa if there's nothing else on NXT for him to do. I think there's still a lot that can be done with the NXT Championship, and I think honestly it'd be like Dom where he's still getting the work in NXT.
But do you think that Braun Breaker necessarily needs that? Like, does Braun Breaker necessarily need those extra reps of being on NXT and SmackDown house shows and SmackDown? Because I don't.
Yeah, I guess not. I don't know.
I think, realistically, you call up both members of the Wolf Dogs and you bring them up to SmackDown still as a tag team. Yeah. I don't think that they need Braun Breaker to be by himself. They've had a couple of weeks of him there by himself to introduce him as a singles guy to the SmackDown audience. Now bring them up together. They already know who Baron Corbin is.
Yeah, that's true.
And now, hopefully, the crowd cares about Braun Breaker.
Maybe this will be a way to split the tag teams up.
Look, I think the SmackDown roster has a solid tag team division, and adding the Wolf Dogs to it just makes it better.
Yeah, I agree. I really prefer it when both shows have two sets of their own set of tag teams.
Michael Cole on Raw did make a very on purpose point to say that the ladder match would continue until both sets of tag titles were brought down.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That would be crazy.
So I'm sticking with Axiom and Nathan Frazier as my winners. And
So
then
you're
the
sticking
Wolf
with
Dogs
that?
together get called up. That's what I'm sticking with.
Interesting. That'd be really cool. That would be my preference. I don't know. I really like Baron Corbin in NXT.
So you're sticking with Wolf Dogs as the winner?
Yeah, I'm sticking with Wolf Dogs as the winner. I'm just fantasy booking in my head the Wolf Dogs coming up to SmackDown together. But it's 5-star banger.
5-star banger.
But what's really worrying me is the fact that it's Baron Corbin, and they're not going to bring him up the way that they're going to bring Braun Breaker up.
That's true.
But like you just said, in France, Baron Corbin in front of the pants.
Is known as the place in
WWE
where rivalries are settled forever.
Perfect.
It is the
Just like the
last
real
resort for a grudge that will not die. If it
Did I
can't be
start
settled
filming? Oh yeah, I did.
inside Hell in a Cell,
Perfect.
you have to take it up with God himself.
All right.
As far as I'm concerned.
Next up, we got 2 matches left.
He turns it
Ilya
around.
Dragunov versus the Don, baby.
This is the one I thought you were going to
bro.
say is for the freaks.
Oh, right to
I'll be
the
honest,
throat.
man. The only reason it's not is because of Tony D'Angelo.
I'm going to fight you. Don't ever
Tony
say that about the
D'Angelo
Don
as a
ever
character
again. You're
is
going to wake
wonderful.
up with a horse head in you.
Tony D'Angelo is a wonderful character, and probably exactly what everyone that ever talks about how they love the Attitude and wish it was great. This is the answer to it. This is exactly what you.
I was about to say that's all you need is the character, baby, the story, the cutscenes.
In-ring work, not one of the freaks.
No other way to say it, guys.
But what about when he throws stacks outside and kisses them?
Hey, that's the character. That's not the freak.
Well, I'll go. This is for the freaks character-wise.
Yeah, I agree. Now, as you know, I think that Ilya Dragunov is the best wrestler on the planet.
Yeah, he's all
bar none. He's on my USPS list.
What is that?
Because he always delivers.
Ah, nice. I thought you were going to say somebody else. I don't know why. But he's your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestlers for all you listening.
Exactly. He is Kenny Omega's favorite wrestler. But I think it's time.
You think the Don's going to beat Ilya?
I think Ilya Dragunov is the reason the NXT World Championship at Stand and Deliver.
I can't tell if you're serious or not.
I'm 100% serious. I think the Don is winning.
And
I think he's
There's
doing
no way.
I'm cheating.
You guys don't cheat?
I think the Don is turning heel and he's going to take over NXT with an iron fist.
All right, that would be...
Because I think Ilya Dragunov is going up to the main roster.
Yeah.
To go to Raw.
Gunther.
Not until SummerSlam.
You're spoiling who you're picking for.
Damn.
I can't believe it.
Spoiler for, what is that, Night 2's video, I think?
Yeah. Well, it's going to take us a while to get there.
Yeah.
But, wow, I did not think you were going to pick that.
Yep. Huh. I think it's time. Ilya's had a heck of a run, and I love Ilya with everything in my fiber. But the way that he is putting so much emphasis on his hand being, like, essentially broken, and Tony D'Angelo showing during his meeting with him that he knows that it's broken, I think that is going to be Ilya's downfall.
Ah, dang, that'd be some crazy storytelling. And then the heel Don just... He's already got the lawyer on his side, too. Oh, man. That'd be awesome. I'm just thinking about how great it would be just doing the Italian.
He's already changed up his entrance. He's changed up the music. The lights go red when he comes out. I think he might already be a heel.
That's kind of crazy. I didn't think about that.
I think he's already a heel, and we just haven't realized it yet.
Because I love him so much.
Because even the way that he says, like, it's not personal, it's just business, it's all going to click when he does it and he officially turns heel. And he's going to explain to all of us it wasn't personal. It's just business.
And he kind of did that to Mello already
when he cheated.
Yeah.
When he tricked us all.
Yeah.
Emphasis on trick because he played Trick Williams.
Yeah. And again, that was just business.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I didn't think about this. You're just like, I feel like Oppenheimer right now looking at the star.
I'll put the music over. I don't know how to do an orchestra with my mouth. What do I look at? Throat goat?
Not Nancy Reagan?
What? Anyways, I'm the only person, from what I can tell from talking with the rest of the Casual Marks crew and now your reaction, that actually thinks Ilya's losing.
Yeah,
because they definitely didn't think that he was losing. They were quickly like, Ilya.
Well, that's what I also thought, but now you got me thinking. Just the possibilities.
It's come out from some of the dirt sheet riders.
Well, you know what I think of dirt sheets.
I do know what you think.
And I know what you think, too. I'm surprised you even...
But it's come out from some of them that the internal WWE perception of Ilya is on a similar level of Gunther. And
I did see that.
Protected, just like Gunther is when he debuts, on a similar, like, unbeatable record.
Yeah.
And I think that starts by him beating Gunther.
Yeah.
And then that is how they put him on a similar level.
Didn't he beat Gunther? Didn't he like the last one to beat Gunther?
Not the last one, but he's the one that
NXT UK
ended the UK title reign.
Yeah, I definitely think that's going to happen. I didn't think about it happening now, but I don't know why I've kind of gotten scarred by Roman Reigns saying that every champion has to win every time. But I forget that Stand and Deliver in WrestleMania is like the time to switch titles. But that being said, I still think Ilya's going to win. As much as I love the Don, I just don't know if I see NXT champion the Don.
See, that's the thing. Babyface the Don? I don't either. Because it's like, I can't see him coming out, hey, it's me, the Don, Gabagool. Am I right, guys? I don't see that.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Tag team champion, yes.
Yeah, 100%. Just like how I've seen him coming out with Stacks and being like, hey, it's the Don. It's all about the family. And kissing him on the cheek and throwing it.
Yeah.
But a heel the Don that has this big army of henchmen that'll do whatever
and it kind of looks like that already with the way
just like what we saw in NXT.
Yeah.
And he's now taking them to this remote place where he's already got like the bone saw or whatever this thing, the big circle saw,
He's threatening to whack him off.
Yeah. They're going to whack him off. He's serving him up his last meal.
On the TikTok, by the way, that thought that wasn't funny. That's hilarious. That is top tier humor.
I knew you were going to be fired up about that when I saw you commenting with that guy. But, like, I think, like I said, I think he's already a heel, and we just haven't realized it because they haven't done an objective heel turn yet.
Yeah, and it'd be their time now.
It's just like, everyone likes to say that there was a double turn with Brett and Stone Cold at WrestleMania 13, where he like makes him pass out and then attacks him after the bell. Brett was already a heel before WrestleMania 13.
Gotcha.
But then that was that moment that he showed everyone, guys, I'm the heel.
Like Stone Cold Steve Austin, whenever he quote-unquote turned heel with Vince McMahon, he was already heel.
Kinda, yeah. Well, the promo leading up to it where he's doing the sit down with The Rock, he's like, this title means everything to me. He's even talking about his own wife, Deborah, and he's like, let's take Deborah out of the picture. Bam, non-factor. Like, that's not a babyface thing to do.
Right.
He's like, I'm going to do anything I can to keep this title, or to get this title back from you, Rock. It's all I care about. He is already a heel, and he's telling us that he is a heel.
Right.
I think we are having the exact same thing with Ilya. I mean, not. Well, with Ilya and Don.
I think that would
we just haven't seen it yet.
I think that would be absolutely awesome if it does happen. If it doesn't happen, I'm going to be disappointed. It's already fantasy booked in my head. A heel Don just coming out there.
I wouldn't be disappointed if it doesn't happen and Ilya retains. But if it's just like, all right, a good show of sportsmanship, and he catches him with the one-arm spine buster and wins, I'd be like, nah, right.
And a roll-up.
I'm a little underwhelmed now.
Yeah, that's fair. I still think that I'm just like, if I'm a betting man, which I am
a big sports gambling addict.
Now here's Orton.
They need to bring it to South Carolina legally, so I don't have to keep going to this random bookie that I...
Don't listen to that, police. Don't listen to that.
Yeah, his name's Tony D'Angelo. He's but anyway.
That's not what it sounds like. That's why I'm really betting on the dog. He already told me he's going to win.
But anyways,
He texted me, hey, I'm winning at Stand and Deliver.
I am betting that Ilya wins. But what I want to happen is I want what you said, the Don to do a solid heel turn and win, and then be just the freaking boss of the NXT, Tony Soprano.
Wait.
Now, this leads us into a discussion on the main event. Because the main event for NXT Stand and Deliver is Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes.
Should be Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker, but just talking.
Just talking. Just them coming out. Haha, we win.
These are dire straights.
So, in the main event, what they are advertising as the biggest match in Stand and Deliver history.
And then NXT search. What did Tommaso Ciampa say?
Tommaso Ciampa said it could be the biggest match in NXT history, which I wouldn't go that far.
I don't know. I didn't watch NXT back then, so I don't know.
In the history of Stand and Deliver,
it's the biggest of all time.
It is definitely, to me, the biggest in Stand and Deliver history, because that's like 2 years. So he's probably on to something. But the biggest in NXT history, probably not.
What is Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano?
To me, that's up there. Honestly, to me, I'd probably put something like
Seth freaking Rollins.
Inverted tree of woe position now.
There was technically never Seth freaking Rollins in NXT because he wasn't.
Don't mansplain NXT to me.
We'll get that. We'll do that in another video. Okay. Let's focus and let's talk about
what's the. I want to know what's the greatest match.
I would probably say Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura.
You were gonna say that. You freaking
or if you really wanted to get technical about it,
NXT UK.
You could probably say Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and their NXT titles, because that was really when like people that were on the indies were like, hey, wait a minute, they're treating indie stars like a big deal over here, and then you had this big boom in the Black and Gold era of indie stars going. Because before that, you had a lot of it where it was like Sami Zayn took a pay cut to go to NXT. And people were like, I don't know about going there. Like, WWE doesn't treat people from the indies.
And then, like, get called up and be a jobber or whatever. Gotcha.
And then, like, that's where you started to see a shift. And then you saw a second shift where people were like, okay, I really don't know if I want to go WWE because, like, you'll be treated well on NXT, but when you get called up, then you lose everything, and then AEW ended up being created after that.
Right.
So then there's probably a secondary discussion to be had on the impact of NXT, where it's like, is there a ceiling that you hit in NXT? And that's where you have discussions about things like Gargano and Adam Cole.
Gotcha.
Where it's like, is this the biggest match in NXT? Where it's like, I need to stay in NXT because I'm never going to reach bigger than this if I go to the main roster.
And then Johnny Gargano's in WrestleMania.
Yeah, but then Adam Cole realized he's never going to be because Vince McMahon wanted to turn him into a manager for Bearcat Keith Lee, and he left for AEW instead.
That would have been fire.
Because now, now he's a manager for Wardlow. So, oh my God, Logan Paul just won this match over Roman Reigns. So, regardless of the biggest match in NXT, whatever. This is definitely the biggest match in NXT since the shift to NXT 2.0.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Maurice really knows how to.
And they're making it feel like a big deal to me.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're putting a huge emphasis on this match.
I told you this the other.
I forgot to turn it off where I wasn't controlling. Hold on, let's restart this matchup in the background. Way to go, Nikita Lyons. Who would have thought? What a match.
Half a star.
It was a good match. Meltzer would have given it at least 5. Minimum 5.
That would have been in Tokyo. That's easy 8.
Dazzling good looks.
There we go. Go crazy, Maurice. So I think that this is probably going to be the biggest that Carmelo Hayes can reach in NXT.
Because he's the genetic.
That's a whole separate discussion to have. And the answer is maybe.
But I you just mean though, like this is the biggest, like this is the cap of NXT for Carmelo, just
because he's done everything else that he can already. He's already been North American champion. He's been cruiserweight champion. Wait, no, I think it was already retired by the time he came around. And he's already been NXT champion. He's probably already had the best matches that he can against guys like Ricochet and Ilya.
And Braun Breaker.
In
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Steel Cage.
That was Grayson Waller.
Oh, yeah.
He faced Apollo Crews in 2 out of 3 falls in Charlotte.
Yeah, that's right.
But he did win. Yeah, 2 straight.
I don't know why I think that it's always Mellow.
And an elbow drop too.
But
Corey, we've seen some great success from Nikita
I
Lyons
think,
thus far in her career.
just like I just said about Ilya, I think this is it for Mello.
I don't know if there is a secret.
I think this is going to be his last match in NXT.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I'm just going to say, we talked about this the other day. He kind of feels like there needs to be a championship for this.
I don't think this match needs a championship. I think the championship needs this match.
Yeah.
Like, this match is going to be the best match of the night because of how emotionally invested the crowd is in this match.
Yeah, it's going to remind me of, I know, like, people talk about, like, the Shawn Michaels and the Undertaker match, like, not being the main event and stuff like that, and it's, like, one of the greatest matches in WrestleMania history. It's going to be like that. It's like, wow, you remember that Carmelo Hayes and Trick match? It's like, yeah, that's, like, one of the greatest matches ever. It's like, you're winning for a championship. It's going to be like, dang.
The conversation becomes, like, there are certain people that don't need a title. Like, Undertaker, after a certain point, didn't need a championship to feel like a beat.
Right.
So then, do you put the championship on The Undertaker when the championship needs to be elevated by The Undertaker?
Gotcha.
So this match is already a big deal. Alright, I don't really remember where we were, to be honest. We had to take a small little break there. I know we were talking about Trick and Mello.
I think we had just gotten done talking about how it was going to be the biggest match in Stand and Deliver history.
Okay.
Oh, and we were talking about how the title, that Undertaker and the title, and how Undertaker was too big for the title.
Right, okay. Well, let's get into the predictions. The rest of the Casual Mark crew was a little bit split on it.
Hey, I want to finish the conversation about the titles.
What about it?
That'll
send a shot down your spine. Or do you think that a title would benefit from this?
Maybe, but I think that this match is big enough that it doesn't need a title, and I think the title itself has enough prestige that it doesn't necessarily need to be elevated any more than it currently is.
Like what MJF said, the title doesn't have to be the main event every time.
Yeah. It doesn't have to, but if it never is, then it can become a problem.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, it not being one this time isn't a problem, but if this is the start of like a continuous pattern, it will become a problem.
Okay, that's fair. I guess I'm just so used to what has been for the past how many times WrestleMania is.
I mean, who knows?
But that's just the main event, you know?
Yeah. Like,
producing a trampling.
In 2012, when Punk was WWE champion, it became a noticeable trend that WWE championship matches were often not the main event because John Cena's match was. So then it became a problem because it was like, okay, well, Punk's title reign is almost never the actual main event.
Right.
So then the title became devalued.
Gotcha.
Because it was never main eventing unless Punk so happened to be facing Cena.
Right. So it's like, you don't want one person to be bigger than the...
Exactly.
Okay. Makes sense.
And I don't think we're having that issue here. It's just that this specific story is bigger.
Yeah.
And as long as this isn't going to become something that continuously happens, which I don't think it will, then we'll be fine.
Okay. Well, that makes me feel better about this then. Okay. Just concerning to me.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens as it goes. Like, I think this is going to be a one-off, But if it's not, then it very well could be something that turns into where the title is integrated into the story. That's what happened with Gargano and Ciampa.
Oh, really? Oh, just long-term storytelling.
Yeah. With predictions, our casual mother went with Trick. The casual baby mama went with Mello. And again, like I said, for other matches on this prediction list, I don't know if they're necessarily picking that because of any kind of like booking or like patterns that they have picked out, or if they're picking that because that's who they like. I don't know.
Yeah.
Where are you leaning? What do you think?
I think Trick is going to whoop that trick and whoop that ass, just like he said. So I'm going Trick Williams, baby. Trick Williams. Yeah, man.
I'm also thinking Trick. That's because I'm thinking that Mello's getting the call-up.
Yeah, I think so as well. But I just think, even if he wasn't, I think this is, like, they got to strike while the iron's hot with Trick, and he is flaming hot right now.
I think that.
Him, Lash Legend, fire.
And I think, going along with my last prediction, if we turn the Dawn heel, I think Trick's going to become the guy that goes against him.
Yeah.
Because they were, somewhat working together to help the Dawn become the #1 contender.
Yeah.
And I think you can do a very natural story where Trick feels kind of like used to make him the #1 contender.
Yeah. I could also see it, though, to be where Mello just wins, and if he...
I don't know.
Just because NXT is just such a wild card sometimes, and it's just...
I mean, if Shawn Michaels really wants to drag out a storyline, then I could see that. But it's just so hard to tell because we really haven't had Shawn Michaels as the head of creative long enough to see some of his long-term visions.
You think Triple H is being a little puppet master doing the booking?
He could be, and Triple H does love a long-term story.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that a little bit when we get into WrestleMania's videos.
I'm really excited for Stand and Deliver, though, just because I think it's like to me, I feel like the biggest, like, most variety stuff can happen, and
I think so too. Let's get into some general Stand and Deliver predictions. Alright, so going through the whole of Stand and Deliver, what are you thinking is going to be the best match? Like, what match are you personally looking forward to the most?
That I will enjoy the most, or that will objectively be the best?
Let's say both. What are you personally most looking forward to?
It's definitely the Wolf Dogs.
Is that just because of Barry and Braun?
Yeah, man.
That's fair.
And then also, I will say that also Ilya and the Don, I think that's going to be chef's kiss.
Is that in any way because of my fantasy booking?
Yes. If that doesn't happen, then
let's go.
If that doesn't happen, I will be disappointed. But I mean, if I can't lie and say that I am not, like,
can I tell you the truth about my fantasy booking?
Go ahead. I just say as a whole, like as a wrestling fan, I guess that Trick and Mello is not the most exciting match on this card. I've been knowing this since Trick was coming out and just looking ripped, standing next to Mello, and I'm like, he's going to be more famous. And then you were like, no way, look how cool Mello is.
Yeah.
I called that Mello was going to be Jannetty from day one.
My objective pick is Trick and Mello.
Yeah,
similar to that point, because it's like, that was just one of those where they've been a unit for so long, and we've kind of felt like, just seeing them come out together, it's like there's something there.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have something whenever they fight each other.
This is the long-term storytelling that we want, and the gratification is so close to getting it. It's like eating me inside. I'm so ready.
I think my subjective one is, the tag team match. Yeah, Joe Gacy and Sean Spears, of course. The tag team match is up there just because I do love me some Axiom and Braun Breaker. Honestly, I do like any match with Dijak He's probably also on my USPS list.
That would be a good one too.
I really think.
Whole show banger.
I don't know, man. It might be even subjective. Trick and Mello.
Yeah.
Just because I think the crowd is going to be so invested in that, it's going to be hard not to get caught up in that.
Yeah. And Booker T. Oh,
yeah. And Vic Joseph. I love it.
What were you saying?
What I was going to say, what I really want and where my entire basis of my story, like creative booking, comes from, I guess not creative booking, but fantasy booking, is from that last like 5 minutes of the Godfather movie where he's like snapped essentially.
Never seen it.
You've never seen the Godfather? Wow. Essentially, in the last 5 minutes, the guy that becomes the Godfather has like snapped.
Is that De Niro? Al Pacino?
I think so.
Which one?
I think it's Al Pacino. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think so. I'll be honest, I've only seen it once, so I'm not probably the best person to be explaining this between. And I'm not one of those like film bros that's like, this is the greatest movie you'll ever see in your life.
I've never like seen it available to watch, like the scrolling on channels.
I think it's on like HBO or something like that, or Stars maybe, and that's why we never see it. Regardless, he like snaps and he reveals that this has all been a plan and that he's been pulling the strings all along. That's what I want. I want the Don to reveal that all of this has been his plan,
right?
And that he has been working behind the scenes to get everything set up.
Like Trish and Mello?
I don't know how deep that you would make it set up to run, but at the very least, all the way to the point of like, he knew that Mello was the one that attacked Trick.
Gotcha.
And once he learned that and he found out, maybe he's even NXT Anonymous. Maybe he's not the Don, but he knows who NXT Anonymous is.
Gotcha.
Maybe he knew that Lexus King was never the one, but he was like, Lexus, this is your shot. You got to be the one that goes out there. You can use this to get your first ever NXT takeover spot.
I hope it's like grainy black and white footage of like
like CCTV, quote unquote.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. You do all that and all this, and you have it where it's him being like, but Trick, it was never anything personal. I like you, Trick. It's just all business.
Yeah.
You have lines like that, it's fire.
And then Trick says, I'm going to whoop that ass. And then I'm like, whoop that Trick.
All you need is that one line where Trick says something like, you always want to say it's not personal, it's just business. Everything with me, when it's business, is personal. That's why I'm not just going to whoop that Trick, I'm going to whoop that ass. And NXT Battleground Stand and Deliver, NXT TakeOver Business, I'm going to whoop that ass. And then he hits him with a
I know NXT writers are listening right now.
Right now. Hopefully they're going to take our idea for that sick name.
Got any crazy predict? Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, what match are you least looking forward to? But let's not count Spears and Gacy.
Well,
I was
actually looking forward to that match.
Okay. I just don't really... I think especially people in the comments are going to be like, I'm not really looking forward to that one. But that one's just kind of developed in the last, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's also a pre-show that's... many people probably aren't going to see because it's going to be at 11.
Once that chair came off the top of the building,
I was like, yes!
Yeah.
Now I want to see a cheer.
This is easy for me. Live with Valkyrie and Roxanne. Don't really care about it. I hope they win me over, but just not like either one can win. I'm like, oh, I won, and then that's it.
To me, this match, even though it does have a story and they're trying, I appreciate all the stuff they're going through with it. It's just not connecting with me.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I just don't really care about Roxanne or Lyra like that.
I think they're depending on who they're working with, I care, but with them working together, I just haven't connected.
I think it's more interesting with Tatum Paxley than it has been with Roxanne this whole time.
I think that's fair. I almost wish that it was a triple threat.
That would be crazy. Finger completely
Tatum and yes, dude, I would have been so in. What were you about to ask?
I was going to say, you had any crazy predictions? Like something crazy happened?
Well, I know that NXT Anonymous got a video of Ava on the phone, and she was, we don't know who it was on the phone with, but she said, "You are always a part of the NXT family."
Oh my goodness.
And welcomed them to come to the NXT kickoff show. So the question is, who is she on the phone
Jacob
with?
Fatu. And Zilla.
I don't know why she would be saying that they're always
family?
a part of the NXT family, though.
I was just saying family bloodline.
I mean, it's possible.
Fire that would be. How mad everybody would be.
I'm just thinking that it would be. I was thinking that it would be people that are returning to NXT.
Is anybody from AEW got let go? Maybe Bobby Fish.
I mean, that would be cool.
Has MJF ever been a part of NXT?
Actually, yes. He was a security guard that got pushed up against the wall by Samoa Joe, remember?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. That should be my crazy prediction. MJF to NXT confirmed.
MJF to NXT is your crazy prediction. Okay.
No, I'm actually going to go with. I think so. Either that or Jacob and Zilla Fatu.
Okay. I think my crazy prediction, I was thinking that it would be more like an analyst or like an old GM. I was thinking it could be like a Regal.
An analyst?
Yeah. Like someone that's coming on to do like, like the predictions beforehand. So I was thinking like a Regal, like a HBK.
Oh, to come on the pre-show.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I was thinking like Regal, HBK, JBL, or CM Punk.
Kevin Patrick.
Now I'm talking. Now we're in.
That'd be cool if it was CM Punk, but I think CM Punk's going to have something to do with WrestleMania. I don't know what.
Well, I know someone was reporting that there was going to be there's a mystery segment on night 2 of WrestleMania, and we'll save that discussion for the WrestleMania night 2 video that's coming up, but I wouldn't be surprised if Punk does end up making an appearance at WrestleMania. Regardless, though, I mean, it could even be, think about how many people were on that big star-studded episode of NXT, like Cena, Undertaker, Cody Rhodes. So it could even be people like that are just making an appearance.
I'm trying to think, who could it be on the pre-show, like giving the predictions and everything?
I mean, that's just what I was interpreting it as, but it could just be like a debut. Julia, that stardom girl that's being rumored to come over to WWE, she was apparently called over from Japan and got caught at the airport with a giant bag. And she told the reporter that she was on the way to the Himalayas to go shave off her eyebrows and then panicked and ran away. I don't know how true that was. I didn't watch the video. It was just a tweet that was making the rounds.
You know what David should have said to really get the internet all up in binds? Boss, you can always do business in NXT.
You can always do big business here, boss. And just so everyone would be like, And then I would have said, oh my god, it's The Rock.
Then it's just Tony D'Angelo. It's not personal, it's business.
It's big business. Well, any other huge predictions you're expecting? Obviously, my big one is Tony turning heel.
But do you have any, who's your guess for the person that Ava was talking to?
Like I said, I think it'll be like an old GM figure, like a Regal, HBK, or JBL. I don't think that's not who I'm predicting.
Yeah. Cancer.
Yeah, there we go. NXT is cancer now.
But no, I don't really have any big predictions other than MJF to NXT.
I think. Who do you think there's anyone that's getting called up? I really think Ilya, Mello, Roxy. All three could get it called up. Maybe not all like Raw or like week after Mania. Like I wouldn't be thinking all three.
Monday after Mania, or the Raw after Mania. I mean.
Yeah, I don't know if I would be saying like all three, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is the last premium live event for those three.
Yeah, I could see Mello probably could have like a long break. I feel like he's been on TV for a long time.
I feel like Mello has already started to kind of like make some appearances on SmackDown.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Mello's the first to go up. Ilya, I see more like a Raw guy, and Roxy's a tough one to call because both divisions are kind of solid on Raw and SmackDown. So I wouldn't be surprised if they wait until the draft whenever that gets announced. I still think the draft should be the Raw after it.
I can see Roxy needed one more run before she gets called up.
Maybe. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
It'd be cool though. When did they do the draft last year?
They did it the night after Backlash, if I remember right.
Oh, yeah.
Because remember, Backlash had like... No, it wasn't even the night after Backlash. It was the night after Night of Champions. Because they did that big tournament
kind of soon.
Relatively.
Huh.
I've always thought the draft should be the week after WrestleMania across Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. Yeah. And then it's like season start.
Like GM
Kinda, yeah. It makes the most sense to me.
Yeah.
But we can save that for another video talking about our fantasy booking of wrestling.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add about Stand and Deliver before we wrap this video up?
Just that I'm really excited for it, actually. I am.
This is going to be your first real Stand and Deliver, isn't it? I mean, you watched last year, but you weren't really invested in NXT as a
product, this is the first time I've watched like a year long of NXT and followed it for the whole year to watch the PLE like this. So I am very excited. And like I said, it's the best weekly episodic television show on TV right now. So
yeah,
I think it'll be a very good PLE.
Yeah, make sure y'all follow us over on the TikTok. We'll be covering it live as the best of our ability.
Let us know.
I work on Saturdays, so I will cover it to the best of our ability with how I'm at work. We'll see what we're able to do.
I'll see how much I'm hard at.
Of course, we'll see how drunk I am at work. But if my boss is listening, I'll be none at all, of course. And other than that, y'all let us know what your predictions are, and we'll catch you guys this weekend. Thanks for listening.